Craig, after a positive opening period, it ended in defeat. Just sort of sum up how you're feeling at the minute.
I don't think even the opening bit was positive, if I'm honest. Really disappointing. The best side won. There's no doubt in that, and it probably could have been more. They simply worked harder than us. Had a better attitudes. Probably the main thing. Better attitudes, which equaled them having a lot more quality on the pitch than what we did. That's probably our worst performance, and really disappointing because some of the lads there got a chance to show me what it's about, what they're about. Unfortunately, let's say they've let themselves down there.
What can you sort of pinpoint on sort of a changing point in the game? Because it felt like they had that one opportunity, it gave them a little bit of hope, and then all of a sudden it was one way.
Even when it was 0-0, they were probably getting in more than what we were. Like I said, it probably could be more on their side. They fully deserved it. There's no question in that, and good luck to them in the next round. And I'm going on to try and win the cup. For us, I think we've just turned up here tonight with the wrong attitudes. We couldn't string two passes together. We couldn't play a simple pass, and it's not just the young lads that we gave an opportunity. It's the experienced lads as well. Overall, collectively as a squad tonight, we simply weren't good enough, and they was.
Obviously, other factors you can't really use as an excuse because the overall performance was poor, rather poor. However, we were on a little bit of a downhill spiral at times due to a couple of enforced substitutions. How difficult was it to sort of change that back line and try and, when you're pushing for eventually pushing for that goal to equalise, how difficult is it when you've some of the circumstances we faced tonight?
Yeah, they've probably had a couple of circumstances in their side. I'm sure they've had problems today. We've had problems. We've had 4 or 5 today that's not even in the squad, that aren't been in the squad because of flu. I don't use them as excuses whatsoever. As captain coming off at half time because he feels unwell and his hamstring's tight. Young Bobby, poor lad, who suspected problems with his jaw. Coming off, it makes no that all of them reasons are no effect on this performance tonight. And to be honest with you, I've just said to the lads in there, if it's me again, managing in this cup, I'll certainly be doing things a lot different. People earn the right now to stay in the side and earn the right to be, in the side and keeping the shirt. It's simple as that, and there's no excuses from us tonight. We simply just weren't good enough, and that's simply from minute one walking through these doors. Attitudes, standards we've set. From winning 17 games on the bounce, we set some very high demanding standards from each other. It don't matter who comes in the group, them standards have got to be met, and if they're not met, there's certain players in there that's got to drag people through to ensure that it is, as well as myself and my management team to make sure that them standards are hit. Unfortunately, they weren't hit from minute one, not just the 90 minutes, it's actually from minute one walking through this door.
Let's try and pull a little bit of quality out of that game. The 2 goals that did see us go ahead, obviously Tav getting a long-awaited start, finished off really well after Starchenko brought the ball down really well, and then Hughesy a tremendous header. Just sort of, can you comment on a little bit of the 2 goals that we scored?
Yeah, just generally both taken well. Typical Hughesy goal is to be fair to Hughesy, I thought he did well. He was menaced up there, and then obviously we had to bring him back, which changed a few problems. And Tav, as I mentioned at half time, first time that he's been positive and using his strengths, and he ends up with a goal. It don't matter. The goals are irrelevant because we've come off losing, we're out of the cup, and a cup, as I've always said, that we wanted to do well in.
Let's focus on the next game then, back into league action, and as the cliche goes, we can now focus on it after being out of all cup competition. Carlton away, a team that in previous years have always sort of been at the top of the leagues, however, a bit of a struggle this season. What are your thoughts going into that one?
Obviously, we've got to ensure now that full focus on the league, so I think we've got to work on ensuring that the lads that are out with a couple of colds and sniffles and various things, that they rest up and get themselves well, and we get the squad built up back to where it needs to be. We've got to use this period to do that. but it's a tough game. It's not an easy place to go away to Carlton, and they've got some dangerous players. They've got some good attacking players. So we've got to be on our guard and regroup and make sure that the side that we get out there, doesn't undo everything that we've worked hard on. I think that's the main thing for the next focus now over the next 6 days, is making sure that we regroup, get everyone in order to make sure that a difficult game that's going to be on Boxing Day, that that we've got as much tools in us and in his ammo really to go out there and win the game.
Let's end on a positive. Obviously the previous run that we've been on in the league, stretched to 17 games. At the weekend with that victory over Stockton, that's just on the verge of equaling a club record that was set in 2019. As manager of Works Up Town now, how proud would you be to see your side equal that?
I'm extremely proud. It's obviously records are always set to be broken, and if we're lucky enough to do that, that's great, and it'd be something that I'd be extremely proud of, and the lads in there would be extremely proud of. But I think at the minute in time, as I keep saying, let's keep taking it game by game. We find ourselves in a good position. I think our sole focus now is getting the squad back into health, fit, healthy, and keep chipping away at 3 points every single week, and maintaining that effort. And if that record comes by us earning the 3 points and getting 3 points per game, then that's great, and I'll be the first one to have a smile on my face and celebrate and various things. But at the minute in time, let's just focus on the next game and getting 3 points.
Do you think tonight was sort of an example to the lads saying, if you do let that standard drop, this could be the consequences?
I think I'll probably sleep on that at the minute in time and reflect on it tomorrow. I just think at the minute that there's a certain level that's got to be met at this club that we demand. It wasn't met tonight, a long way from that. And again, that's young lads coming in, that's experienced lads in there, and there could be various factors for that. But, it's one game. It's something that, it's a long time since I've said this, but we make a stance in the change room that there's a 24-hour rule, that is, if we win or we lose, we're on to the next stage, and that will be in effect as of tomorrow. So we move on and focus now on the next game.